Saan po kayo gumraduate? Kayo po ba ay produkto ng pampublikong paaralan o isang pribadong paaralan? At paano makaka-apekto sa inyong trabaho kung saan kayo nanggagaling? Ms. Tina Mendoza Rodriguez, the head of executive search of JobsDB, is still in the studio. Thank you, ma'am, for staying.
Thank you.
Buti hindi pa kayo umalis. Alright. Private school, public school. Debate minsan na kailangan nanggagaling ka dun sa dun sa private schools para makakuha ka ng trabaho. Minsan naman, yung company ay galing ka sa pribadong school, baka hindi kita mautusan. So, doon na lang ako kukuha sa PUP, for example, kasi madaling utusan. I mean, will it matter?
You know, based on experience, no, it doesn't matter.
Alright, so let's take note of that. It doesn't matter if you're coming from a public school or a private school.
It depends what our client is looking for. It depends what particular industry or position that they require from us.
Let's talk about the entry level.
Entry level, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. One, the thing that matters most actually are the skills of the person, the skills of the job seeker. Number one is communication skills.
Right.
Yeah, that is very, very important because in the beginning of an interview, when a client interviews you, immediately that's what they will observe.
You're telling me that even if I am good at everything and I cannot communicate, you're telling me that I have lesser chance of getting the job.
Depends what the requirement is. If you're talking about IT, they don't really, I mean, you may not be an expert in communications, but in terms of other skills, technical skills, and what you know in the IT industry, then
sa technical, understandable yun. I mean, you can understand kung hindi sila masyadong makapagsalita. Pero in other areas of business or company,
I think a lot of the clients look for good communication skills. You know, especially verbal communication skills, whether you speak Tagalog fluently or English fluently. But I think that's the most important because most of the positions require you to communicate with other people. Like especially if you're in sales, you have to be a good communicator. And if you can't speak one language at least fluently, whether it be Tagalog or English, then that's already a negative.
Negative, no? Minus ka agad, no?
Minus.
And then, kung ako ay galing sa isang state university and I have 5 skills, nakasabay kong mag-apply si Ateneo or LaSalle na meron lang isang skill. So, you're telling me that at some point, mas malaki yung chance ko kahit...
Not necessarily. Like, let's say, just because you came from, let's say, certain schools, top schools like Ateneo or LaSalle or UP.
Oh, they are on the top.
Yes, they are.
I didn't know that. All the while, I thought it's PUP on the top because I come from PUP.
Yeah, well, okay, one of them, diba? One of the schools, one of the top schools, they, not necessarily, I mean, all things being equal, let's say, they look, all things being equal, let's say somebody who graduated from school A and somebody who graduated from school B. Let's say one school is supposedly higher than the other in terms of standards. But all things being equal, what they will look for is someone with determination, someone with ambition, and someone who is hungry for the job. So all things being equal, they will look at someone who really wants the job and who will work hard.
And then based on your personal experience, sino dito sa because I'm trying to make this discussion longer because yun lagi yung excuses kasi nung iba na nanggagaling kasi ako sa pampublikong paaralan kaya hindi ako makakuha.
No, they should.
I mean,
yeah, honestly, they should erase that mentality of saying, oh, but I just came from a school that's not in the top 5, let's say in the Philippines. They should erase that because one, if you really studied hard and you're knowledgeable and you acquired certain skills, after college, you can still take other courses to enhance your skills.
Kasi yung iba parang hopeless na. I mean, of course, yung inferiority thing is nandiyan na. Regardless kung magaling ka talaga, pag nag-elevator ka nga, paakyat eh. Pag nag-elevator ka, paakyat doon sa certain company, di ba? And then nakita mo yung workplace and it looks new to you. Kumbaga parang lahat ng confidence level mo and knowledge mo, parang bumabagsak. And then, you're going to realize na may mga kasamahan ka nag-a-apply na mas magaganda ang suot kaysa sa'yo.
You know, I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but maybe in terms of the scale, if you were to rate everything, maybe it matters a little. When you go to a job interview, you have to be very well prepared. And it's not only your skills that you bring with you, which is the most important thing, but what's important is the way you present yourself. When a job seeker goes to the job interview, you're actually selling yourself to the company and saying, you should hire me because of my skills, because of the way I present myself. I'm sure it's like standard, it's standard procedure. It goes without saying that when you go and apply for a job, you're dressed appropriately, you're dressed properly, especially if you study the company and you see what their culture is. Yun
yung part na isa pang tingin ko naging problema. I don't know kung tama ako, pero sa nakikita ko parang they just go to the company and then do the interview without really studying what the company is about, the culture, how they do it, etc., etc. In fact, hindi nila alam kung anong goal ng company, hindi nila alam yung mission, vision ng company.
Well, that's where a headhunter comes in. When you go through, we have two. One is online recruitment and one is headhunting. So we work hand in hand together. For those people, especially with top-level people or mid-level management, before all those things, career coaching, that's what we do. So before we endorse someone to a client, we already prepare them. This is the attire that they require. You know, this is how to conduct yourself in an interview. And not only that, is we already brief them on the company background. The company background, so that they know. We also tell them, like, when you go to an interview and you're going to sell yourself and say why they should hire you, you come equipped.
So you do like a rehearsal or something?
No, we don't do rehearsals. We sort of just advise them and we tell them, like, when you go to an interview, you don't go to an interview unprepared.
Kala ko parang
you research on the company.
Tara, upo tayo. Ako yung mag-i-interview, ikaw yung interviewin. Ito yung mga tanong, question. So hindi ganun.
No, we more or less tell them, kasi whatever questions they ask you, you just have to be honest about it. Honest about what you can do, what you can contribute to the company.
So you're telling me now na you cannot oversell yourself, not even na hindi ka pwedeng mag-play God, like you know
you just
everything.
make sure that you can deliver.
Alright.
Yeah.
Kasi kumbaga yung iba kasi, I don't know, assumption siguro. But para makuha ko sa trabaho, kailangan kong magpa-impress. Di ba? Parang kahit hindi ko kaya, bahala na.
That goes without saying that you put your best foot forward. But at the same time, you just have to make sure, because in the event that they hire you
and you don't deliver,
then that will just go back to you.
Right.
So don't make promises you can't keep. Don't oversell yourself. Don't oversell yourself, because when the time comes that they do hire you and they say, when we interviewed you, you said you can do this and you can do that.
So the balance should be that important. Diba?
I think one has to be very confident.
Overselling and underselling.
Yes.
Right? I mean, how do you strike the balance?
Yeah, there's a difference. One, it's always good to be confident with your skills. It's always good to be confident with
you mean
your
the things that you already know,
that you've achieved.
You have achieved and you know. Kumbaga parang yung iba, parang you cannot presume na nakakayanin mo. Kumbaga parang you just talk about something na
daanan mo sa confidence.
Daanan sa confidence.
Yeah, daanan mo sa confidence and the ability to learn more. The ability to learn more.
How is career coaching is it popular now in the Philippines? I mean, is it an accepted thing na dito sa Pinas?
Yes. A lot of people, especially middle management, mid-level positions and upper management, they normally don't go to the companies and apply. They usually course it through a third person.
Right. Why is that so?
Because they're already.
Do you have the power that they don't have?
No, but it's different when somebody negotiates for you.
Right. You're telling me na mas mataas, mas maganda yung package if somebody negotiates.
It's easier to negotiate on both ends, the client and the job seeker. It's easy. It's different when the job seeker and the client negotiate. Whereas if you have a middle person to negotiate for you, then it makes it so much better.
Right.
They can express exactly what they want, what their needs are, what they want in a company, with having somebody else to do it for them.
Exactly. Hindi ba kayo nababalikan minsan ng company? Bakit niyo refer? I mean, nagkamali na ba kayo minsan ng pagre-refer?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there are times because headhunters they cannot guarantee a person like anybody else.
Right.
They can guarantee only that they will present to you and endorse to you qualified people. But at the end of the day, it's the client or the employer that has the last say, whether to hire or not.
Exactly. Wow, interesting. So hindi kayo nare-reprimand or something?
No, never. Because they know from the beginning, it's really their call.
Right. And then many people are willing now to pay for a career coaching program or something?
No.
They are not willing to pay.
No, majority of them go online and they just apply. Yes.
Yeah. Because I don't know. In other countries I have been to, career coaching is kind of popular. That people are willing to pay so that they get the best preparation there is.
Yes, there are, but not everybody's willing to do that here in the Philippines.
Is it part of the Filipino culture na parang kaibigan kita, magkape na lang tayo, pag-usapan natin yan? Because it happens, not only in corporate,
yes, exactly.
not only in business.
Or you talk to people in the same industry.
Exactly.
You talk to people in the same industry and you say, "Uy, give me tips naman," and all that.
Yeah.
Oo.
Free lunch is fine.
Yeah, free lunch. So, it's okay. I mean, there's no harm in asking actually people from the same industry or people that you feel that can help you, have a better chance when you go to an interview.
Would you have an idea kung sino ang mas madali, mas mabilis, mas madalas maglipat ng career? Babae o lalaki?
Well,
sa tansya.
Tansya. I think
base sa interview natin
it's
last 3
industries
years.
Industry. The industry that I would feel in the advertising industry. Yes, because the advertising industry, you're supposed to move around.
Right.
I mean, that's what I was told. Like for you to be able to move up. I understand. Like there are like a number of advertising agencies, let's say here in the Philippines. And people just move.
Yeah, I mean,
people just move around.
mabibilang mo, I mean, you can track. You can track,
Yes,
I mean, in the Philippines, alam mo naman kung sino lang yung mga kilalang media agencies.
Exactly, because it's so small. But let's say in the IT industry also, programmers, let's just give an example, like programmers, they will constantly move.
Really?
Most of them actually
Hindi ba naman
like to work abroad in
I see,
IT.
I
So
see.
here in the IT industry, they actually move around. You give them a better package, they'll move.
Really?
They'll move.
But it's one of the most important departments, so to speak, in a certain company.
And they know that.
Right.
Yeah, the people in the IT industry, like programmers,
Right.
they constantly update themselves. That's why they're forever certified with certain courses.
I've read one time na CIO, Chief Information Officer, is one of the highest paid now sa company. Yeah? Really?
Yes.
True?
Yeah, they get a fat salary.
Wow.
Yeah.
I might be in the wrong industry then. Di pa tayo doon. Big din, security, information, infrastructure, etc.
Yeah.
Pero delikado pala sa company yun. Talagang they have to invest on IT people.
They do. I think it's very important that a
Infrastructure,
company invest in their infrastructure, especially IT.
Right. Kasi pag umalis na yung developer mo, then maraming mga companies.
Then you should always have a backup.
Exactly, the backup thing. Oh, interesting. And then, natanong ko kanina kung babae o lalaki yung mabilis maglipat ng job or ng career or ng company.
You know, it's the same.
Yeah.
Really.
Really?
Yeah, I can't say that it's men or women, no.
Because I've heard
think
na
I
mabilis
get a
magbago
mix.
ang isip ng mga babae. Yun lang naman yung sabi sa paligid. Kapag babae ka daw, mabilis nagbago isip mo.
Talaga?
I don't know. Yeah. Yun ang narinig ko. Hindi ko naman pinarinig. Interesting. So, when we return, we're going to talk about the dynamics of the industry and probably some specific tips on how you're going to get that job that you want to probably go to the level that you really, really aspire for. Ladies and gentlemen, Creative Business will be right back. Stay tuned!
I thought nga, I was...